REED-BBS. After a clutch my pearls type of moment, getting dropped for the first time in the very first round, my dude, my bruh, my Tomodachi, NAOYA INOUE, successfully defended his undisputed super bantamweight championship of the world with a 6-round stoppage in an exhilarating fight, an exhilarating performance against the ultimate bad guy, Luis Nery, former 2-weight world champion Luis Nery. Joe Tessitore, of course, ESPN Plus broadcast early AM Monday morning. Thank you to those of you who showed up for the REED-BBS, the live stream, the Inoue Nery live stream, narrated by REED-BBS. If you were there, of course, you saw YouTube shut it down during the ring walks. I restarted the stream a couple times, but they killed the vibe, man. I thank you to those of you who were watching. And rest assured, we will do more Inoue live streams. The YouTube and their policies won't stop it. I don't know what happened. I still haven't gotten an explanation on why my stream was interrupted. I had a pretty good amount of viewers built up, too, who were watching at the time, and then the shit was just disabled. But I digress. Life goes on, boxing goes on. Joe Tessitore of ESPN Plus, he labeled it breakfast with a monster, espresso with a KO. And yeah, it was that type of morning. It was eventful, it was lively. You could feel it all the way in Dallas, Texas. You could feel the tension, the palpable tension from Japan to Dallas, Texas. Luis Nery, 2-weight world champion, did something never done before. And that's what we can now say about Tokyo Dome definitively. An epic, magical place where strange-ass shit happens. Like Mike Tyson getting knocked out by Buster Douglas. And then with that, my dude, my bruh, NAOYA INOUE gets dropped for the very first time in a professional boxing match. Now, Inoue came to the ring with the guitar playing dude. I don't know my man's name. I called him the Japanese Elvis a few fights ago because he got the Elvis Presley-like sideburns. But there was pomp, there was circumstance, and revenge all on the menu. And it was obvious from the outset that Inoue was on a mission to right the wrongs that Luis Nery perpetrated against his homeland via the Shinsuke Yamanaka fiascos. And it led to Inoue being overzealous. He was going for the kill from the outset. And instead of tenderizing that meat just a little bit first, Inoue went straight in. And you don't jump right in and take a big bite right out of the gate. You don't take a big bite of that meat right out the gate, man. You got to take a test bite or two first. You got to work your way into it. You know what I'm saying? So with that, round one, Inoue is loading up with right hands. Like majorly from the ding of the first bell, he's loading the fuck up with right hands. And being always and forever a free swinger, Luis Nery obliged and reciprocated. Next thing you know, out of a clinch, Inoue, he stayed engaged a tad too long, had his arms extended, and he paid mightily for it. A huge left hook. It was right on the button. Caught Inoue, spun, and dropped him hard. And again, it was an official clutch my pearls moment. All of Japan, the entire boxing world gasped in that moment. When he was dropped in the first round, it was like, oh shit. In fact, I need to go back and rewatch my reaction during the live stream. I'm sure I was shocked as well. I don't even remember what I said, but it was shock and awe. Now, smartly, Inoue didn't jump right up. He didn't let pride in the moment get the best of him. He stayed in a crouch. He took the ref's count and rose up on steady legs. And then he cleared his head and he evaded punishment the rest of the first round as Nery tried to seize the moment. Afterwards, Inoue said he doesn't remember what his father told him. Doesn't remember what his father told him between the first and second round after getting dropped. He even laughed about it afterwards. Adversity. Like getting touched more than expected versus Nonito Donaire. Adversity. Like getting cut. Adversity. like suffering a fractured orbital bone. If my Tomodachi NAOYA INOUE could weather those bits of adversity, his response to getting dropped hard for the first time, it only validated and accentuated his greatness. Ding, round 2. Inoue still aggressive, but this time he's coming in behind the jab now to the head and the body. All the while, man, Nery was narrowly missing with long looping counter lefts. Same type he dropped him with. He was narrowly missing with him. Next thing you know, a counter left hook from Inoue catches and drops a lunging Nery. In the second round, it was a 21-4 landed punch count. 21-4 landed punch count in round 2 for Inoue. Now that's how you respond to getting dropped for the first time, just one round earlier. 21-4 landed punch count. In round 3, Inoue was taunting because Nery was opening up less. He was wanting Inoue to counter, to lead. He was wanting Inoue to lead so he could counter. And Inoue, he was taunting. He's the type, he wants to humiliate you mentally as well as physically. Like a Roy Jones or like a Vasily Lomachenko. They want to embarrass you. They want to demoralize you. Merely beating you is not enough. They want to completely demoralize you. So yeah, Inoue was waving Nery in. He was smiling at him and steadily breaking him down. Between the 4th and the 5th, Nery was getting picked apart and beaten up. Hard jabs, right hands, which are the punch of choice, the punch du jour against southpaws like Nery. Lead right hands, hooks to the body. It was paint by numbers now, and Inoue was brushstroking the living shit out of Nery. Next thing you know, double left hooks to the head, dropped Nery to his knees, and then Nery got punished with right hands to the bell, the bell ending round 5. And it was evident, right then Nery was in dire straits. His groggy stride back to his corner, the weary look on his face. Now that meat was properly tenderized. Now it was. And in round 6, some double right hands dropped Nery for the 3rd and final time, like violently all slumped into the ropes, lifeless and shit. It was a right hand under and a right hand over, like It was the shortest of short right hands after a right uppercut. It was a beautiful sequence of shots, man. And so all told, Nery dropped Inoue with a left hook. Inoue dropped him the very next round with a left hook. Inoue dropped him again in the 5th round with double left hooks. Then Inoue put Nery to bed with double right hands. That's called two-fisted violence, power, and precision at its finest. At its finest. What's next? Sam Goodman? Why did they even allow Sam Goodman to get into the ring with Inoue? If he's next, like, that's a layup. That's what we call in American football a bye week. Like, that's easy work right there. I would much rather Inoue face MJ Akhmadaliev or Jonriel Casamero next before moving up to 126. We need Inoue at 126 by 2025. But yeah, man, epic performance, way to overcome adversity, way to right the wrong for your country. And it was also cool to see Nery getting some appreciation from the crowd. He was getting dapped up from Japanese fans as he was walking back to his dressing room. It was good to see we're past that whole saga. But yeah, man, hey, we're going to have to revisit this pound for pound shit, bud. We're going to have to revisit it. But that's my next video. REED-BBS, BBS. Blackbird Sugar, Bachelor's in Boxing Stud.